All right, back with another reader book tag. So this is also from ZZ or ZZ with books, and they didn't know who the original creator was, so apologies if it's you and we didn't know. So this is reader problems, and I guess we got 99 of them.
Oh,
we don't though. There's like 12 maybe. All right, so number 1, you have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? I have like 2,000, but I probably actually do have 20,000. I just haven't added to my Goodreads. How in the world do I decide? I just decide. A lot of times it's what's available at the library, or what I have in front of me, or what kind of mood I'm in. More often than not, it's what's available and I either can reach in my house that's like literally sitting near me, or it's what is, off the wait list or hold at the library.
Yeah, I don't have anything close to 20,000 books on my to-read list. If you have that many books, you're spending too much time on your to-be-read list and not enough time reading your books. So, stop building the list. I don't really have a format for deciding. I usually just, when I finish the last book, I'll be like, do I want something like that or different? And if it's the same, I find something similar. And if it's different, you guessed it, I look for something different.
All right. You're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? I do not DNF a book deliberately. I will if I just, has to get returned to the library or like other reasons. I forget and something else is going on in my life. But if I don't love it, I will finish it. Especially if I'm halfway through. I have this need to know what happens. And so I will suffer through the book. I may get a little I don't want to say lazy with reading, not even skimming, but sometimes when you're just really not into it and you've read 3 pages and you're just I don't even know what just happened on that 3 pages, I might just go, yeah, good enough, who cares? I just keep going because I'm really not into it, but I will finish it. That's just, can't not finish a book.
I mean, halfway is kind of, far. Generally, if I really don't like something enough to punch it into the stars, I would have decided before halfway. If I've gotten halfway, I'm probably just going to finish the freaking thing.
All right, the end of the year is coming, and you're so close, but so far away on your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you try to catch up, and how? I mean, Goodreads reading challenges are supposed to be fun. Mine is set for 100, which is really, for me, isn't, in a good year is probably a low challenge. I'm already at I think almost 50, or over 50. But if it gets to be December and I'm at 70, I'm just going to go, well, I didn't make it. Oh, well. I mean, what's going to happen to me? They're not going to come and use a cattle prod on me or brand me or something as Goodreads failure.
It's usually a cat of 9 tails.
Yeah, so I'm not going to, what's the worst that's going to happen? Nothing. I'm just going to feel sad.
Well, the book people might come and mock you or smack you in the beak. Who knows? I don't care in any fashion about this thing you're talking about. What I do on Goodreads is I set mine really, really, really low, and then I feel look how good I am by the end of the year, because I have drastically exceeded my limit.
That's one way to do it. Okay, the covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? So I have a little bit of OCD, and this is just unacceptable for me. I cannot do this. I mean, it's one thing, I have a lot of Fear Street books, and I have a lot of, Hardy Boys or, Nancy Drew, and at some point, when there's, 50-something books in a series, you're not going to be able to go back probably and get every single book to match or to have the same cover style. But if it's, 3 or 4 books, and you get, or even 7 or 8, and you have, all of the Hunger Games that have, the title at the top with an image in the middle, and then there's a new set, and it's got the movie cover. First of all, I hate the movie covers, but if it's got one of them has the movie cover, I'm just gonna go lose my mind until I can find a copy that has the other cover, and I will track it down because I cannot stand the covers looking different.
I'm probably just going to buy whichever one has the coolest cover, and I don't care if they match at all.
All right. Everyone and their mother loves a book you really don't like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? Well, this is pretty common for me. So I guess my cat. And I just like whine to myself, or I tell you on Booktube but I won't tell you that I don't like a book that everyone likes because I don't like to leave bad reviews. So I'll just be sad and I'll just be like, why does everyone like this book? It's not any good.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bond with anybody, but if it comes in conversation, I'm just going to explain why I hate it, because people need to know they're wrong.
You're reading a book and you are about to start crying in public. How do you deal? Well, I have severe depression, so I cry in public on a regular basis if I'm in public. I mean, most of the time I also have massive social anxiety, so I don't really like to leave the house. And I'm a total hermit. But if I wasn't... Hermit? Oh. But if I was in public, there's probably a 50-50 chance at some point I'm going to start crying in public. So, good. Now I have an excuse.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just say something like, oh no, I can't believe this horrible news. And then, that'll be my excuse. A meteor's coming. I don't know. The Yankees won. Something like that I would normally cry at anyway.
A sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book? Well, in answer to, will I go back and reread the Song of Ice and Fire books when I'm 97 years old and we might see Winds of Winter? Yes, I will go back and reread them.
No, I will not. I'll put it together as it goes along. I'll figure it out. I'll recall it as it goes along.
You do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people no when they ask? Luckily, most of my books are ebooks. So if people wanted to borrow those and there was a way for me, there's certain books you can lend on Kindle, I'd be more than happy to loan them. But if they wanted my actual books, I'd just tell them I don't have it.
I'll usually say something like, this book is more valuable to me than you. If you and this book were about to get hit by a bus, I would save the book. So hopefully they get the hint.
All right, you've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? If I'm in that much of a reading slump, I'm going to do something else. So I'll have periods of time where I'm just not getting into anything I'm reading and just nothing is working for me. And that's where I'm okay, I've probably either been reading too much and I'm just burnt out. And then I'll go play video games for a while, for a couple months, or get back into watching more movies. And then what will happen is after a month of watching movies, or after I finish a really good video game, I'll be excited to read a book again, so I'll kind of get that whatever was going on kind of out of my system.
I'm a very streaky reader anyway. For whatever reason, I'll just finish a book and be like, and I'm done with reading for a while. I don't usually pick too many things up and start again. You know what I mean? I just, if I pick something up and don't like it, I just toss it aside and I grab something else or I won't. So I go plenty of times where I go months without reading anything new. Like I said before, I got to read a lot for my job anyway. So sometimes it doesn't allow me to read too much for fun. So I'll go sometimes multiple months reading nothing, and it's fine.
All right, there are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? I actually don't too often. What I've been doing the last few years, I'll put them either on my, obviously on my Goodreads to read list. Obviously I'll apply on NetGalley for some of them that I really want to read. Or I'll put them on hold at the library. And then I have an ongoing Amazon book list. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of go through that. And there's a couple authors, that I'll pre-order just because I really love them. But for the most part, what I'll do is I'll just kind of watch that book list. And then every so often, Amazon will be like, hey, lots of books are on sale. Or, hey, extra points if you buy Kindle books right now. Or, deals on Kindle books. And so what I'll do is I'll wait until they're on sale and then I'll buy a bunch of stuff. Or I'll just wait till the holidays and then I'll take a bunch of the books from that list and put them over onto my Christmas list and then see what I get.
I own 1 billion books and there's always 1 billion books to read that I want to read. So I'm usually not going to get too super hyped about writing anything new. Stuff that sounds really interesting, I'll put on a list for people hey, if you want to buy me a gift, here's some stuff. And every once in a while, something I'm really super into, I'll buy it, but that's very rare. Mostly I'll just have an ongoing list that I will get to gradually over the course of existence.
All right, and then the last question, after you've bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? And this is why I put them on my Amazon list rather than buying them, because I have books that I got for Christmas like 3 years ago that I have yet to read. And I really, really want to read them. Like, I desperately wanted them. They were brand new in series I was loving, or they're authors I love, and I still haven't gotten to. Because there's just so many books in my house that I have to read. There's so many things on my Kindle. Like, I just constantly am getting things on Kindle. I'm getting things whenever there's a sale. And then the library. I have just too many books. There's not enough time for all the books. And so they're probably going to sit on my shelf for years.
Yeah, I definitely have stuff that slips through the cracks, so I'll get some things and I'll definitely read some stuff right away, but some gets pushed to the bottom of the pile and new stuff pushes it further to the bottom of the pile, which is why I don't get too hyped about buying new stuff, because I know if I just can't think of something to read, I'll just wade through a pile of books till I find something I want to read. So, books.
Yeah, so that's that. What about you? What are your thoughts on those reader problems? Any other problems you can think of that are common for readers? Thanks for watching. Bye.